Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. Hope you're well. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. And we're here together for another spot of stitching. And so today, I cannot believe it. It's been over a month since I worked on this piece. I don't know what happened. We need to have a word. And so this is a beautiful piece from Amy Stewart. Okay, every day is Amy Stewart Day, even though we have a dedicated day on Saturday going forward. For Amy Stewart, our goddess of cross-stitching patterns. And so let me show you this piece. Oh, if you haven't seen it, brace yourself, brace yourself. Too soon. This one. There you go. Look at this picture of warmth, happiness, comfort. And it's also quite Christmassy, don't you think? I think if you want to work on any Christmas-themed designs, now is a good time. We're moving into August, and August, it's only a few months away from Christmas. Never too soon for Christmas. So look at all the beautiful fabric texture. You've got the knitted granny squares there, and quilted pieces, and the cushion, and books, and out of the window you see this beautiful snowy scenery and a wooden cabin. I mean, what more do you need? What more do you need? I don't need much more than what I'm looking at here. So this piece I've been working on, I say maybe slightly over a year. I mean, this pattern relatively is newish. I remember when I first saw it, when it first came out as a new release, I fell in love with it instantly. And look at those little kitties. One is looking back. And my God, I couldn't wait. But I had to wait a little bit more since it came out, because I was waiting for max colors. And that's what I'm stitching today. So let me show you where I am with this piece right now. Just look at this. It's just so neat and beautiful and full of amazing colors. So where I am right now, let me show you. I'm tracking this project with Saga today. So let's have a look. This is pretty much the entirety that you're looking at of my completed area here. I initially started with Pattern Keeper, and I imported the pattern in here, but I had to mark everything from scratch. So there may be some loose stitches that I haven't caught up, but overall, this is the bulk of it. And let me show you where I am right now in terms of stats. We like a little bit of stats. So if you look at upper left, 5.9% completed. I don't know. Am I optimistic to think I may be going over 6% tonight? Who knows? Who knows? But today I'm going to set up a new sprint, which within the app is really a counter, capturing the stitches and time I'm going to be doing today. So just a little bit of record keeping. It's fun. So I'm starting from 0, of course, and I'm moving forward. So if you have used Saga before, you know there's one method. That's pretty much the system is built for. And this is where I am in terms of the entirety of the piece. This is regular size, but there's nothing regular about Heaven and Earth's regular piece, okay? It's still massive, massive. So this is the center area. Yes, I forgot to mention, I've started from the center. Okay, this is one of the pieces I just could not wait. I started from the little cat. I had to. So it was mandatory. I had no choice. Okay, it wasn't me. And I started to work from the page from the left and to the right, where this beautiful, beautiful cushion is. A little bit of this deer outside as well, the little reindeer. There are two of them. I've completed one pretty much. And there are two kitties as well. There's another cat on the left there. So I'm looking forward to that. But one step at a time. So today, what my plan is to focus on this cushion at the bottom here. So previously, in my last session, I was working on this area, and you can tell that there's only one color left. So easy peasy, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that. And then my plan is to move toward the right, the 6-block area here. I might move the block over and work on 6 blocks at a time. I'll extend the area. Let me just move this back and lock it. So that's my plan today, and see how far I can go. And it's always fun to switch methods every day. That's part of the joy for me with stitching. So with that, let me switch back and zoom in just a little bit for now, and I'm going to have a look at who are in the chat with me today. Hello everyone. So Patricia, you're number one again, the first to report to the chat. Hello. And Sarah is here as well. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you again. And Suzanne is here. Hello, hello. Did you miss me? And Andrea as well. And hello. And oh, Lorraine. It's Lorraine. Now I know. I'll make sure I pronounce it properly. Lorraine. Hello. Welcome to the chat. And Heather as well. Heather H. Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday indeed. Happy every day. Happy stitching day every day. And Gritty as well. She says hello everyone. And Nikki is here as well. Hello darling. She says everyone working on my studio and drinking Coke Zero. I'm yet to figure out the difference between Coke Zero and Diet Coke. Okay, I drink Diet Coke from time to time. I enjoy it. And I also have tried Coke Zero. Not sure if I can tell the difference. So if there's any Coke expert, please let me know. I just need to know stuff like that. And Heather says, today I'm working on Hey Lady Sewing in an interior. 2.75% completed. Amazing. Every single percent is a milestone. And Tracy as well. Tracy Domas, hello. And let's see who else is there. Lakika, hello, welcome back. She's working on curiosity this evening. And let's say Susan as well. Susan Chamberlain, she says hello everyone. And Rose is here as well. Hello, hello. And Carrie's here as well. Hello, Carrie. Welcome to join us. And let's see, Roxy. Hello, Roxy's here. August already. I know. It's just mind-blowing, isn't it? Time just flies. And Apple is here. Hello. And she says hello, stitching on I break for UFOs. Not the same UFO as Joyce was trying to purge the other day. I hope it's a different UFO. From Amy Stewart as well. Absolutely. Amy day, every day. And Ashley as well. Hello, Ashley. Welcome, everyone. So good to have you with me today. So some of you have already reported what you're working on. The remaining of you, submit your report now and what you're drinking. Today, I'm drinking peppermint tea only. How rare is that? How rare is that? It's just a peppermint tea kind of day. So let me just move down here a little bit and bring up. Oh yes, today I have the app view for you ready. So anyone wants to correct my stitches, go ahead. You have something, you have the pattern to refer on. So there you go. So this is the area I'm going to start off, and there's only one color left. So I'm going to complete that It will be nice and fast, hopefully. And then I'm moving over here for the 6th block. Okay, so that's the plan today. Let's go. Are you ready? I am ready. My goodness, my first stitch today. It's always exciting. Let me bring my little cat over here. Just look at how beautiful this cushion is. I hadn't seen this piece for a while, and my heart was racing when I looked at it. And I go, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? I don't know what happened. It's been a month. So, and Sarah's drinking raspberry water. That sounds very sophisticated. Not raspberry juice or raspberry Coke, raspberry water. And let me take a sip of my tea as well. Oh, got to warm up before the power stitching. Oh, so good and soothing. So on my right hand side, I have my needle ball here, the large one for DMC. And yes, I'm working with DMC floss with this piece, single strand, 25 count fabric. Nice and easy. And let's have a look. So from here, let's find out what this color is. So with this method, I'm basically working from the minimum number of stitches within this area and go up. So you can tell I've come to the last color, which means it's got the highest number of the stitches. I've got 67 stitches to enjoy for this color. So here we go. I love this method, and it's only possible with an app like Saga. So let me find my color here. 449, the lucky winner, the first choice of tonight. 449. 449. 449. Oh no, I did it again. Did you see that? Anybody notice? Anybody notice? Here we go again. Here we go again. My goodness. Let me bring this up for you. Look at the upper left where it says 449. That is the totality of the stitches of this color within this piece. I did it again. It's actually, the number is actually 3A19. I don't know when I'm going to stop doing this, but you know, don't hold your breath. The reason I realized it was incorrect because I couldn't find a number. There's no 449 in DMC color chart. Luckily, 3819. 3819. I'm warming up, everyone. I'm warming up. 3891. 3819, rather. Here we go. Found it. Found it. I sent out the search party and I found the color. Here we go. Sharo is here. Sharo is the master of, I don't know, she's got special sort of eagle eye, superhuman eyesight. She will be correcting my mistakes today. She's officially assigned with a job. So I'm doing a single strand, full cross, no controversy here, okay? And yesterday I went about and do a little bit more typewriting with my broken typewriter, and it was fun. It was really fun, but I'm really happy to come back to this method and work on this beautiful piece. It's so nice and neat, isn't it, when you do sort of one block at a time, which is pretty much how you do it most of the time with this method. You just draw an area of your choice and just start stitching, and the app would calculate for you on the fly on the stitch counts. So it's pretty amazing. And let me try to catch up here. Oh, and I probably see Ashley's here, and oh, Suzanne says, I made myself go to sleep last night before you started your live. Oh, wow. So I started late yesterday because it was 11 p.m. UK time. So in your time, it would be 12. It's totally acceptable to go to bed at 12. That's totally normal. Yes, it was a little bit late. So I was a little bit naughty. You know, it was a little bit late start for people in Europe. And you're totally forgiven for going to bed. Totally forgiven. There. Roxy's drinking sweet tea. Oh, what kind of tea is that then? Is it just like dark tea that's caffeinated, or herbal tea? I need to know. You know, I used to drink quite a lot of English tea, and then since I turned vegan, I stopped having milk, because normally I'll have milk in my tea, and theoretically I could have other type of milk, you know, almond milk, soy milk, all sorts, but just too much work. So one way or the other, I stopped drinking tea, mostly coffee and herbal tea. No milk. I love green tea as well, but no milk. It's just easier this way. And now I'm doing the last color of this area, meaning that all on stitch area is filled by this color. So I kind of don't need to think about where I'm going, kind of, but I don't have to worry about a pattern, which is so freeing. So I just go ahead and just fill in all the stitches in this area here with this beautiful green. And Nikki says, I would love to see your needle minder collection. Yes, I do have a few. I don't know if it's a big collection or not. I know people, you know, buy them because it's like a thing. And yeah, I've got a few. I can actually probably show you pretty much all the needle minders I've got. I need to buy more. Oh, I haven't bought any new ones for a while. It's not always easy to find the ones I like, because I like the ones that, you know, they're different types. Why don't I show you? Now you mention it. So, it's not everything here, but it's most of them. I've got a couple of them attached to other work, but let me just show you here. So normally I just stick them on a piece of cardboard and kind of just keep them there, because at the back, this is my system, needle minder system, just a piece of A4 cardboard. So I've got these ones here. Whoops, already got stuck. So I've got, because I'm quite particular with my needle minder, I don't like these type. This is from a Gecko Rouge. They came with the Gecko Rouge projects. I don't like this, kind of just like button, and it's quite smooth. It's very hard to grab my needles. If I stick my needles on this type of needle minder, I find it really hard to pick up the needles, quite clumsy. So I like sort of slightly odd shape, and I like the ones that, you know, you can feel it's slightly embossed, it's got an outline rather than completely smooth. So most of my needle minders are in that category. So I've got this Pokemon one, some rabbits, I got most of them probably from Etsy and also from another company called Caterpillar Cross Stitching. They do a lot of really pretty needle minders as well. I think this one's from them. Really well made. Really well made. And oh, I love this sewing machine. I got it from Etsy and these ones as well. I've got a couple of sort of smaller ones. I like the tiny ones as well because normally I have a slightly large one to store all the needles and the smaller one is just easy to grab needles. But I've bought some of them not very well made on Etsy. So you need to be quite mindful if you buy from places like Etsy. Some of them are really poorly made. So I kind of, abandon them. But these are the good ones and I keep using them. So that's pretty much all I have. I think I might have a couple more on stick on the projects, but otherwise that's all I've got and I cycle them through. So there you go, Nikki. That's my, I wouldn't call it a collection. It just, my needle miters. And Roxy is working on Once Upon a Time by Anne Stoke. Oh, so it's a different one because when people say Once Upon a Time, I'm thinking the Amy Stewart piece is it's called Once Upon a Time in Fairy Tale or something like that. That's a really popular one. So this is a different one. Beautiful, 33%. And let me just grab a new thread. I've run out. 449. 449. 4. Oh no, I did again. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It's not 449, it's 3819. 3819. I don't know when I'm going to learn, maybe never. 3819. Maybe never, guys. I keep going to the wrong number. Saga, can you do something about that? For poor people like me, I just cannot read your interface. It's a problem. I may end up, stitching all the wrong colors and end up with a very strange looking piece. There you go. And this is the green color we need. Cheryl's drinking black cherry tea. Wow, that sounds nice. Cherry's nice. Kelly's Quotes Plus is here as well. She says, hello everyone. I hope you're having or have had a good day. Yes, every day is a beautiful day. Jennifer Burr is here as well. Hello everyone. She says, I'm back from the doctor just in time working on my KC Chiefs gnome from Etsy for my hobbies team in time for football. My God, 4. Okay. Here in US. So in US, football is American football, is it? Because football over here is a round ball. And it's a football. So American football over here is American football. You wear all sorts of gears and have very broad shoulders like the 80s style, which we don't have it here. And rugby is something else, but don't ask me. I know nothing about sports, okay? I can just about tell the difference between tennis and badminton, okay, roughly. Suzanne says, isn't it easier to notice the bold numbers? I know, isn't that weird? And I kind of go into a little bit of analysis last time. I'm thinking it's probably because of they're showing the swatch twice. One's on the left on the little circle there, and then they show the same color again on the right with the radio button. And I think for some reason I'm drawn to the radio button because it's actually slightly larger than the circle on the left. So they're showing the same information twice. And because my eyes are drawn to the radio button, so I just naturally refer to the number next to the swatch on the right there. I'm thinking that's why. Because, yes, you're quite right. Normally, your eyes should go to the bow number, but my eyes don't. My eyes are broken, just like the typewriter, a little bit deranged. I don't know what to do. Maybe Elon Musk implant will help me. You know, those Neuralink eyes. Oh, so nice work on this piece. It's about time. I'm just flying through my needle, my stitches here. And this is such a feast for the eyes as well. Let's have a look. Oh, Kelly says, Amy of Stitchery Lovers. Oh, I think I know which lady you're referring to. I didn't know her name, so her name's Amy. So Amy's working on this. Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, this piece is kind of quite popular as well. Because when this piece came out, there's another one came out at the same time, which is really kind of really colorful mushrooms. And I know Kumari was working on that piece, but for some reason, I don't believe she completed it. I'm roughly tracking what she's doing, but I have not seen her working on that piece again. She was on it for a while, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe she changed her mind and decided to park it. I don't know. But she was working on the magic mushroom piece for quite a while. I believe it was supersized as well. But I don't know what happened to that. But this one came out roughly around the same time. So I remember vividly. Thank you, Jennifer. Probably referring to my needle minder. Yes, I think needle minders has to be just as whimsical and lovely as the designs themselves. And I like whimsical things for sure. There's one little one missing here. Because when you were looking at the fabric and stitching, you were also interacting with your needle minders all the time. And it's so much fun when it's something that you like. So they're companions. Roxy says American football, men in very tight pants. Did I say Steve? Did I see Steve up there at some point? Oh, I missed it. Steve, hello, sorry. I keep scrolling down the chat. Steve just gave you all a new name, Yogits. It's a new term he just invented. And Kerry says, I'm just scrolling back to catch up with some comments. Kerry says, back at the airport, stitching away now. Oh yeah, you are. You have been stitching at the airport. Very good idea, because it's just a lot of waiting, isn't it? Stitching at the airport, stitching away for now. We're waiting to board. Wow. Love it. Love it. I mean, you know, you can stitch anywhere. You can stitch anywhere. And let's see, Stitching Oregon with Brandy says, hi all, I just got home from running first part of errands and loaded up family campsite to work on with you. Beautiful, beautiful. Settle down, have a cup of tea, and let's enjoy stitching together. That's what it's all about. Just turn this down a little bit. Yeah. And I love the fact that people really make time to stitch. It's so important, I think. It's such a calming, you know, peaceful part of a day. And doing things you love. And Joyce has joined us in the chat. Say hello to Joyce. She says, hello, everyone. Oh, Joyce, I saw your piece on Facebook, on our Facebook group. You're almost there, aren't you? You're probably like 94% upwards with your piece. So Joyce is working on a lovely, lovely piece for a future grandchild. And she's almost there. I can't believe it, because I remember when I first found out, you were, I'm trying to think. I can't remember the percentage, but you were probably 2/3 there. And now you're almost there. Almost there. Just final last bits, final sprint. So many of you are on your final sprint of your project. That is so exciting. So exciting. 96! Goodness. 96%. That is tremendous. And have you decided how you're going to frame it? Because framing is so important, isn't it? Not that I have any experience of my pieces. They're far away from being framed. But it's very exciting. Oh, I'm just flying here with this color. Salita is here. Have I pronounced it correctly? She says, hello, Yogi and everyone. Say hello to Salita. River is here as well. Reported to the chat. Hello, River. I mean, when you're working on max colors, I've got this one in max colors, and the other one is the cake shop. You know, there were times I thought, well, maybe those extra colors are not really making a lot of difference. But with this piece, you really see the benefit of the color transitions. You can see, you know, not just the color changes of different color fabric and the shades. You can literally see the seams. There's so much details here. I can't stress enough of the delicacy of this piece, because when I look at this piece, is the all the fabric and texture, sort of textile elements of this piece that was drawn to. I love fabric. And look at this. You can literally see the seams running through. So much detail with this piece. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think a piece like this is really benefited by extra colors. I love it. I love it. Joy says, I've got a frame. I just need to get matting in the right size. Right. So you've got a frame selected already. That's wonderful. Because the grandchild is coming in October-ish, isn't it? So you've got some time. You've got some time. You're going to finish that piece in no time. And then you have plenty of time to get it ready. The grandchild is going to love it. Once he or she turns 18, okay, maybe a little bit young, a little bit before that. Right, I'm running out of this thread, so I'm going to end my thread here. There. Oh, so beautiful. Let me take a sip of my tea. Did I pronounce it correctly? Salita. Salita. This is like a test. You know, I talk about this before. It's like in the beginning of all my yoga classes, I have to take register of the students. And it's like a test every single time. You know, some names are just, you know, you have to take a wild guess, leap of faith, and hope for the best. So, Natalia is here. Hello, hello. She says, hello, everyone. Yes, Natalia is our potato ambassador. She knows what that means. Our boomerang method was imported by her, thanks to Natalia and those very talented Ukrainian stitchers. So, one more thread of this beautiful green, 3819. Oh, I got it right this time. I didn't misread the color, the number. I'm learning. I'm learning. So she says. Kelly says, my friend's first grandchild arrived last weekend. And I made her a wall hanging out. Oh, sorry. I made her a wall hanging out of a small cross-stitch project. And the baby got a quilt. Very nice, very nice. You know, I'm too scared to commit anything, to make anything for anyone. I just started to run into this deadline thing in my head and start to panic. So I just stitch my own pace. If I ever finish any piece, maybe I'll think about, you know, maybe give it to someone as a gift. But I will not promise before it's finished. It's too much pressure. I remember maybe when I was 15 or 16, I was doing a lot of knitting, and I knitted a sweater, a jumper for my brother, one of my brothers, a man. You know, it was a surprise for him, and was it a surprise? One sleeve, I'm pretty sure, was longer than the other, and you know, the shoulder area, one is narrower than the other side. But my brother was being so good. He put it on immediately, and we ate dinner with him wearing my slightly lopsided jumper there. I still remember. And that was the last time I gifted anyone of my handiwork. So, but he never wore it again. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him. But we still have pictures of him wearing that jumper. I've only got a few stitches left. And it was supposed to be 67 stitches. It just, when you don't have to constantly check the pattern, it's just so much faster. But Doohy is here. And she says, I'm presuming it's a she, it's a lady. Good afternoon. I was waiting for your video. It's pretty addicting. I do not know how I'm going to watch it next week since I'm in the office. This week I'm teleworking and it's easier. Oh, you know, there are a lot of people at work watching our stream or videos. You know, you just put the headphone on, pretending that you're doing research or listen to something really educational. Well, which it is. And no one will know. No one will know. We won't tell. We won't tell. Jan is here as well. Jan Doe. She says, hi, I'm working on mini summer nectar while watching you stitch. Oh, is it a heaven and earth piece? When you say mini, there's nothing mini about heaven and earth mini. It is 9 pages of stitching there. It's so funny when they call him mini. Not mini at all. Well, mini for them. Cheryl is working on European Bistro, which is a DMC kit, which I have one as well. And she's 98. Really? Wow. 98.13 for full coverage. My God. You know, I worked on that piece for a little bit and I can't remember what happened to it. I don't think I was even halfway, even though DMC pieces, they're kind of small comparing to heaven and earth type of sizes, but still a lot of stitching. And I'd love to be able to find that pattern again and maybe work on it. I love that picture. I love that design. I mean, I still have a lot of unfinished DMC designs. I love to be able to go back and just, complete them. They're beautiful and deserve to be finished. Ooh, I'm flying, guys. I've got 3 more stitches to go with this block. Amazing. I'm doing a yogi move already. I'm going to take this color away from the stitch area because I'm going to take it back here, and I don't want to go from the bottom over about 6 stitches. That's too much for me. I'm going to have a panic attack. So what I normally do, I do a little pin stitch away from the stitch area to take the thread away and then come back to a new location. And sometimes it's not possible to do, then I just end the thread and start again. I don't mind it, but I don't want any floating threads at the back laughing at me. No. So this is my last one of this area. Way hey. There. Done. Oh, this feels good. This feels very good. So 3A19 popping back. 3A19. Beautiful. 3A19. Bye, Kelly. Come back next time. Enjoy your chores. There's some, it's paradox. Enjoy your chores. Chores by default is not so enjoyable, or maybe you can enjoy it. And yes, but Dewey says to she, thank you for the confirmation. I just automatically assume everybody's a lady unless you tell me otherwise, okay? Declare that you're a gentleman. Otherwise, you're ladies to me. And Jan says, yes, it's a hate, and no, not really mini. Yeah, exactly. They always lie to you. They put a mini on the title and make you feel like, oh, it's small then. And then you realize it's not so small at all. Right, so I am moving over. I finished this area. Let me mark them all. Bye-bye. Well done, Yogi. Very good start. And now I'm going to move this block over to the right, and I'm going to extend it to 6 blocks. So nice and tidy. And I'm going to switch that off for now. So once I've done that, okay, 1 block missing. I think that's correct. Good. And once I move the block, the app will recalculate everything for me. So this area doesn't look too bad. It's not too confetti, right? So it should be nice and friendly, hopefully. And so when I open this panel here, it will recalculate for me, and I can sort it. So this is the bottom color that has got most stitches. So the top stitch will be 103. And if I scroll up, these are all the colors involved in this area, 6 blocks here. They're only showing the colors that's inside. There are quite a few. I'm still scrolling. And the top of the list will be single stitches. There are quite a few, not too bad. So I'm going to take it, slow and start to plant these little stitches here. Oh, hang on. Have I got that wrong? Okay, I forgot to turn this highlight on. So I was looking at the entire list. I was thinking, my God, how many colors within the six block area? So I was incorrect. So now, yes, the top color is 103. There actually, yes, there are a few single stitches here. So I'm going to start here. So in the beginning of this method, a little bit of patience is required because you're spending a little time planting these single stitch colors. That's gonna, so they're not going to come back and bite you. In the bottom, little single stitches everywhere. We're gonna do that first. So the first color, 500. Read the bold number, not the other one. Yogi, please focus. We're professionals here, So I am going to just quickly draw a slightly clearer outline here within the 6 block area. I'm knowing myself, if I don't sort of thicken the border slightly, I'm going to just go out of bound without knowing, and we'll need a GPS device to come back. I don't want that. So here we go. Hey, Rajao is here. Hello, hello. She says, hello, everyone. Hello, Yogi. Hello to you too. And Vaduhi asks, what count is this? This is 25 count. This is DMC fabric, I believe. Plain. No gridding, no pre-gridding. So I'm doing it myself. River says, on this piece, I can't do the range typewriter. I get too lost. Maybe I miss previous comments. Are you referring to this one I'm stitching or the one you are stitching? Because River is on fire. River is finishing 2 pieces simultaneously. I don't know how you do that. Both of them are very close to completion. So I am going to count quite carefully in the beginning, because if I don't do so, we're going to end in tears very quickly. So 1, 2, 3 from here, 1, 2, 3, and 3 from here. So we're right here somewhere there. 3 from top, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're good. 1, 2. There, just 1 stitch. So I'm going to do, shall I do a ninja? Why not? Yes, let's do a full cross ninja. We have the tool, we might as well use it. So I'm going to come back here, thread over, nice and secure, and down. It's perfect for single stitches. See how secure it is? I'm pulling from the bottom, pulling from the top, not going anywhere. Very nice. Because previously, prior to the boomerang technique, I used to just tuck the thread inside if there's a single stitch floating out of nowhere. But it's not as secure as this. Boomerang is much more secure. 500, back on board, my needle board. And Cheryl says, no, I haven't even started. Oh, so what was that percentage about then? You haven't started the piece? You gotta hurry, Cheryl. What are you waiting for? Okay, so Okay, so the 90-something% was the coverage percentage. So it's not fully covered. Yes, it's quite common for DMC Go collection. It's generally full cover. They have full coverage pieces as well, but normally they're slightly fuzzy edges. Just part of a design. They will have maybe some sky or something, ceiling. So fading out with half stitches. They use various kind of stitches, don't they? Like single strand, two strand, half stitches versus full cross with most of the stitches. It's really fun to do. Okay, 1.8% won't be stitched. I see. So you haven't started. Go, start it now. Cheryl. River says, do you notice if you tell someone, have a nice day, all is well, but if you say, enjoy your next 24 hours, well, there's a subtle difference there. So River just say, if you tell someone, have a nice day versus enjoy your enjoy your next 24 hours. I never said that actually. I never said enjoy the next 24 hours. Could be the last one, but don't tell them. But it's a little bit like, in yoga, if you've been to yoga classes, at the end, there's this shavasana, which is you lie down, you rest. So if you don't know, shavasana is Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is ancient Indian language that's used, those phrases used quite frequently in, yoga, chaturanga dandasana, Sri Namaskar, etc. But Shavasana literally means corpse, as in, people who died. And it's a metaphor, if you practice and then you end the session simulating, well, death to a certain extent, but through that you're reborn. That, I think that's a concept. It's a renewal process. But Shavasana, a lot of times if I ever mention it's called corpse, people get a little bit scared. We're playing dead here, are we, teacher? And also, sometimes I would refer it to final rest, which if you're not used to the terminology, you probably interpret it as something else, rest in peace. No, not quite. But sometimes I refer Shavasana to as, prepare your body for your final rest in your Shavasana. And people get eyebrows raised and go, what? So yeah, it's a little bit like that. Up for interpretation. 520 is my next color here. There you go. So just one single stitch. Again, I am going to go for my boomerang. Nice and secure here. 1, 2, 3. Need to count again just in case. Let me do this one. So you do one leg at a time. If you don't know what boomerang is, we do it mostly for half stitches, but full stitch you can do the same. You do the first leg, that's normal. You come, I normally do it the second leg from bottom right. You come up for the second leg and cross over as normal until this point. You don't pull the thread fully downwards. You leave a loop there, opening there. And then you, with full cross, I'll come back to the bottom left first. And then thread this through the loop. Okay, so you are making a full cross here. You cannot see the difference. And the boomerang bit is to bring the needle back down to bottom right, returning to where you come up for the second leg. That's it. That's the completion of the boomerang for the full cross. So there you go. It's so secure. You can pull the thread from either side. It's not moving anywhere. So it's great for starting, great for ending, and great for single stitches like this. Very, very useful. 520 going back, 1 stitch. Baduhi asks, I'm going to start Hate project on 25 count Laguna gridded. Shouldn't be hard, right? Oh, gridded, pre-gridded. Yes, if you're new to 25 counts, gridded fabric is your best bet. So, yes, it's a lot more reassuring. That's how I got here. Because when I first transitioned to 25 counts, I was terrified. I didn't know what I was looking at. And then I decided to work my way up to 25 from 20 counts, 22. And then I felt I was ready for 25 and I got a gridded fabric. And that helped a lot because I knew that it greatly reduces the possibility of mistakes. So if you're starting 25, yes, definitely highly recommend gridded fabric. So great choice. 3328, 3328, 3328. Just double check that I actually read the correct number. 3328. I got it. Michelle, hello, welcome. She says, hello Yogi, which strand are you using? Which stand are you using for this currently? It's I don't have a brand name. I don't think it's a brand, but it's a let me just quickly show you here. Or rather, I can probably show you on my I can show you a very similar one on my thing. Oh, I can't reach my phone. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit. I'm sure you've probably seen something like this before. They're quite different brands. They do very similar things. So it's a stand with a wooden base at the bottom, very sturdy. Yeah, and then they're two movable, adjustable with two vertical pieces of wood here. And on top, you've got this dialable thing, kind of not a clamp, but you have to dial them down to sandwich the frames. You can, I've tried them with what is it called? Q-snap. It's quite stable as well, as long as the width fits within. And it's a reasonable width, and that's it. It's very, very stable. There are many brands that do very similar. If you just Google desktop cross-stitching embroidery stand, you should find one very similar. They all made work the same way. So I highly recommend it if you're working on top of a desk. But I also have a Lowry stand, which is very popular for stitchers. I do have that as well, but I would not ever use it for streaming because you're going to get seasick. Because if you have a Lowry stand, you will know it bounces. And I don't mind it if I just use it, you know, in person, but watching it is probably no fun. All the bouncing. So this one is a pretty reddish rosy, kind of rosy color. Again, I'm going to go for my boomerang special move. thread it through and bring it down the other side. And you cannot tell there's anything unusual about this cross, right? There you go. The planting seeds. 3328. 28. Yeah, I forgot. A little bit of my tea. Rose says, I think I will tell my husband that phrase tonight and see how well he sleeps sleep tight. You mean Shavasana? Yeah, tell your husband, enjoy your final rest and your Shavasana. Nighty night. Hope to see you tomorrow. You know, good luck. Oh, Susan, have you already completed 520 stitches? Is that what you mean? My goodness. Oh, no, hang on. Do you mean the color? 520. Did I do 520? I can't remember. Yes, it's a thing. It's a phenomena. It's a yogi stream phenomena. Because I have the habit of calling out the color number, and there are multiple times, particularly River, she keeps stitching the same color at the same time. Okay, you know, any sort of expert on paranormal phenomena, you know, chip in. What is that about? And now I think Susan is claiming that she's doing the same color as me. No? Did I do 520 though? Yes, I did, didn't I? My goodness. So there you go. It's happening. It's happening, everyone. Twilight Zone. A34. A34, anyone? A34. Any taker? A34. Raise your hands if you're stitching A34. Let's do it together. Right, 2 on the left here and 3 from top. Just want to count a little bit. Just make sure 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 from the left. Oh, can never be too careful. 3 from top, 2. Okay. Another one of the boomerang. Goodness. Whoops. Did I just do I just did a full cross. Forgetting about boomerang bit. It's not too late. I can just tease this bit up a little bit to thread through. Oh, all is good. All is good. Yes. There. Tease this one down. Beautiful. A34. A34. Back on the board. Nikki says Susan got bingo. Yes, you're the winner tonight, Susan. The first one. First of many. Suzanne says, stitching masterpieces. who's a lady who's got the YouTube channel of the same name. She did a video on different gridding methods, and she uses a watercolor pencil. I think somebody else have a watercolor pencil. I see. The only issue she said was, don't iron it before washing. So if you iron it, does it become permanent? I've never used watercolor pencil. What is that? Is this something that you paint, you draw, and then you basically use a use a brush, dip in water and make it watercolor? Is that what it is? Next color. Oh, 301. 301. At the bottom right here. Just move it up a little bit. Just one stitch here. I need to remember to do my boomerang maneuvering. One back. Nice and easy. You're welcome, Michelle. Sarah says, I would think that when watercolor pencil gets wet, they turn into paint. Yes, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, it would. It would, wouldn't it? And to be honest, if you're working on full coverage, I'm using pencil, it's not going to show. Nothing's going to show. The pencil bit would be there, still be there, but you know, you can't see it. You really can't see it. So, particularly if you wash it, and I believe those who have actually completed these type of pieces before, once you wash the fabric, everything kind of moves a little bit, evens out. You know, any lines or whatever, well, it should disappear. It should disappear. 372. 372. Yes, that's correct. 372. Planting another seed over here. And it gets easier because you have more stitches surrounding area, in the surrounding area that you can use as reference, provided they're in the correct position, of course. So it's worth to be cautious as you proceed in the beginning, so you have a good foundation you can trust. Three, 7, 2. There you go. Next one, 381A. I love this green. 3818. Okay, we need a new thread. 3A1A. Anyone? This one green color. Hey, Jan is here, Jan Creations. Hello, Jan. Oh, we have a new joiner in the chat. Joy. Hello, Joy. Everybody says hello. Say hello to Joy. Welcome. You know, a lot of people, quite a lot of people probably don't even realize we're doing live streams, because most people, when they go to a channel, they tend to look on the videos, don't they? I do that as well. And I think, you know, it probably takes a while for people to realize that we're here, live, stitching together. So much fun. 3A18, I'm going to pop it on my needle ball. Three A1A. Next. That one's done. Nice and easy. You know, I used to have anxiety doing loose stitches, just think that they're going to fall out. And now with this method, I'm so happy with it. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing single stitches. And the next one, 436. 436. Here we go. Oh, this golden needle from John James. They cost about twice as much, and then they squeak as loud as well. Twice the noise. It's so weird. So pretty, but I don't know. They're noisy. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Look. Four, three, six. 436. There. And Suzanne says, pony black needles squeak too. I really don't like that. It's quite odd because, you know, John James needles I absolutely love, particularly 28 count. And they come up with these golden needles. They're so pretty. Look at this. And it's twice as much they cost. But the finish, I think it's the gold-plated finish that's causing the squeaking. It just creates more friction for some reason, particularly if you stitch in a sort of a slightly more crowded area, and it literally makes loud noises. It's incredible. Maybe that's part of the feature. Maybe that's intended to be. It's like special audio, special effect for you, for the price, for the extra price you pay. You can enjoy the audio of the squeaking voice or noise. 3799, 3799. There you go. I think single stitches is when the needle board, the needle parking board really shines because it's so quick. I just turn to the right, pick one that's threaded already, do one stitch, and then pop it back. Otherwise, I'll be, you know, spending a lot of time just switching these colors. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Good, 4, 3, 7, 9, 9. Three, 7, 9, 9. Where is it? There you go. Jan says nothing worse than squeaky needles. I know, it's so weird. You just don't expect them to do that. Because the normal finish, you know, John James needles, they're beautiful. They slide through like, well, dare I say, butter. You know, I'm sure that's as buttery as it goes. But the golden one, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what they're trying to achieve there. 4, 3, 5. 4, 3, 5. We do have one threaded. It's a peculiar thing. They're pretty though. They're really pretty. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 4 from the left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Go 3, 5. 4, 3, 5. Jennifer has to go and start dinner. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Jennifer. Thanks for dropping by. Enjoy your supper. Oh, I see. Jan explains regarding the golden needles. She says the normal ones are nickel coated. So the gold ones are for people with nickel allergies. Is nickel a type of metal or coating? I don't know. So people are allergic to that? I had no idea. It's a world I'm not familiar with. I see. So they have to endure, in order to avoid allergies, they have to endure the noise, the sound effect. I see. So that's the exchange. It's probably worth it. 3064. 3064. Got one here. Lakika says, just try it the boomerang method for the first time, I think I may be a convert. Yeah, we all are. We all are. Because initially it came through as a solution for thread ending for half stitches, which is quite tricky because the coverage of the half 10 stitches is slightly less than full cross, right? Full cross, you have all sorts of options. You can tuck in, you can do all sorts of things. But half stitches had been very tricky for me. And then the solution came through, Natalia suggesting that, and we kind of worked that out live here on the stream. And since then, it was named as Boomerang by Joyce Stitchy Dutchy. And we've been doing it since. And we discovered that we can do full cross as well. Furthermore, not only you can use it as an ending method, you can use it as a starting method as well. So it's a very, very versatile technique. So, you know, it has greatly improved our stitching life. So very, very good. And it's so simple to do, you know, very simple to do. Here, another full cross here with my boomerang. There. Let me see how many single stitches I've got here. Oh, this is the last single stitch. And then I'm moving up to 2 stitches per color. Yay! Beautiful. Let's have a look. Joy says I'm allergic to squeaky noises. Yes, absolutely. Start itching, you know, when you hear the noises. And Stitchy Fiver, hello, darling. Good evening, Yogi. She says Stitchy Fiver is a floss tuber as well. She's based in Scotland. And she's working on the beautiful Amy Stewart piece as well. Say hello to Stitching Fiver and check out her channel as well. It's always nice to discover new floss tubers. And 3858. 3858. Here we go. We got one here. And Stitchy Fiver says, is that the same as loop finish? No, even though it involves a loop. I can demonstrate it again as I'm about to do another single stitch. Let me just... Joyce says, is the boomerang method what she's doing right now with the single she as me? Yes, I am. I'm going to do it again. So if you haven't seen this method before, here I am. Okay, brace yourself, wear your helmet and fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. So what you do, so my stitch, if you refer to my chart on the upper right there, it's here. I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to put my needle through. I'm going to leave a tail here. Okay. So this method, I'm applying it to full cross. You can do the same as with the half stitches, 10 stitches. So it's very versatile. So I am putting the needle through the bottom left corner, coming up. I'm going to just do a normal single leg, the first leg of a cross, right? We all know how to do that. Just pull it down. So the boomerang is happening on the second leg, and you can do the same with half stitches. This is how you do it. You come up with the corner of your choice. For me, it's bottom right. Pull the needle through, and then bring it down just like usual, as if you're trying to finish the second leg, but leave the loop open. So it's different from the loop method, which is coming up and down from the same hole. We'll actually bring it down to the opposite direction diagonally. Okay, so it's a loop opening there. I am going to come to the other side, bottom left corner here, and bring the thread needle up. But this time I'm going to thread it through the loop to the right. But I'm not doing the first leg again, okay? I'm going to pull it through and bring the thread back down to the bottom right where you come up for the second leg. So it doesn't matter which corner you're coming up or down, you can apply the same sequence. And once you pull the thread down, this is why it's called, Joyce called it boomerang, because you're turning it back down to where you're coming up from. So it's very easy to remember. Once you're there, it's nice and secure. You can just, you can just end the thread there and just cut both ends off. There. So that's your full cross. It looks absolutely normal, like a normal cross. So there you go. Live demonstration on Yogi Stream. You can't get it anywhere else. Now I'm moving up to 2 stitches. Yay! It's always, you feel like you've achieved, you arrived when a number goes up. So let me just pop this one back. I can't remember what number that was. Let me return it. 3A5A. And gonna move forward to 2 stitches. 4, 7, 1. 4, 7, 1. We need a new thread. So beautiful green, beautiful green. Suzanne says, I hit my goal on mini rock, red rock mystique, 6.5%. A round of applause for Suzanne. It's a new milestone for Suzanne. Round of applause, trophies, chocolate cookies. And I am going to plant my stitch here. Carla is here. Carla Rebello from Portugal. She says, hi, Yogi and everyone. Hello, Carla. Welcome. Yes, give it a go, Stitchifiver. It's very, very easy. Maybe, give it a couple goes, because in the beginning you try to kind of work out exactly how it works. But once you know, how you can tuck it down nice and secure, it's a no-brainer. It's beautiful. Very, very easy to do. And see, I'm going to just thread it through and bring it down. There. So that's my starting. I've got another stitch to go down here because I'm moving up to 2 stitches. Yes, trophy, everyone. Well done, everyone. Yes, for Suzanne. And Joy says, thank you, Yogi, for the step-by-step. Love learning new techniques. Me too, me too. I'm learning so much from everyone. And, this method is so useful. I'm happy to demonstrate over and over again, because once you picked it up, it will greatly improve your stitching life. And that's what we all want. So there you go. One more time. There. 471. 471. Done. Next one. 3822. 3822. Have I got one threaded? Yes. There. Suzanne says, I started doing a new 1000 stitch rotation on my full coverage. And so all my full coverage right now, I'm bringing them to the round number. Today I need 780 stitches. I don't even know how to achieve that, but it's Suzanne we're talking about, so I don't know. There's some speed stitchers in the chat here, so you know, they're living in a different dimension. I won't question it. You know, I can only watch as a mere mortal. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Another one here. Two, nice and easy. It's 3822. River says, I caved and, and ate a second piece of pizza last night. Was down another pound this morning. Oh, there you go. It's still going down. It's okay then. It's okay. We're only human. You're doing really, really well. You know, it's okay for a second slice of pizza. Perfectly okay. 780. I like the confession on Yogi Stream. You never know what's coming. 720, 780, sorry, 780. We need a new thread. Anyone else had the second slice of pizza last night? Come and confess. We will cleanse your sin. 780. 780. Stitching. Oregon says, I've got 94 stitches in. Well done. And now I'm headed out 2 rounds. Oh, round 2. Round, I can't read it. Round 2 of errands. Amazing. So stitching between your daily tasks. That's the way to do it. Squeeze it in. The life of a mom on the summer break. See you guys next time. Well done, well done. 96 stitches. And come back soon to us and stitch with us together. I know juggling live and stitching it's not easy. It's not easy. One more stitch down here. Suzanne says I did a demented. Oh, the name keeps evolving. I did a demented typewriter method. It was it was scary. Yes, it can be, can be. Because deranged typewriter is no joke. It's got life of its own. It goes rogue. You know, you can't stop it. Nothing scarier than the typewriter goes rogue. Okay. 780. $780. It is faster, Suzanne. It is. I don't know how it works. You know, you're still doing one stitch at a time, but somehow, maybe just a freedom of movement. It just, you know, you spend less time planning and figuring out what to do next. I think that might be one of the factors. Roxy confessed, I had 2 slices, I presume it's pizza. I had 2 slices for lunch today, small world, there you go. River, you have good company. There's another sinner joining us, confessing live here on Yogi Stream. There you go. Any more? Maybe 3 slices. We won't judge. Maybe just a little bit. 3031. 3031. We need a new strand. Three zero three one. There. Dark chocolate brown. There you go. Let's try this one. Sarah says, no pizza, but I confess that I've been stitching all day and I have over, what? I have over 1,000 stitches, but only 676 steps. Oh, as in walking. Ha. Well, you know, Sarah's confession is actually a show off. We all know that, right? So Sarah's like going, oh, you know, having really slow day today, I only put in like 2,000 stitches. I'll do better tomorrow. You know, that's Sarah for you. So no pizza, okay? No pizza. But she has been stitching all day and putting 1,000 stitches. There you go. How terrible, Sarah. You need to do better. Try 1,010 next time for a change. You need to improve and stitch faster, Sarah. Second one over here. There. So 3031 3031. Joy says, I ate half a loaf of French bread. What's French bread? It's a baguette. When I meant to have just a slice. Maybe it's a very thick slice, Joy. Maybe you didn't break the rule. You actually had one slice, only the slice is kind of thick. So technically, you're okay. You're okay. All good, all good. And 3772. 3772. Loomy Stitch says, while waiting in car for my husband, I put in 280 stitches. How dare the husband keeping you in a car for 6 hours, Loomy Stitch? My goodness, don't tell me that's 10 minutes, okay? I'll be really mad. I'll be really mad. Oh, 10 minutes? I just put in, 280, no biggie. I do that before breakfast. You can join the Alien Stitching Club in the chat there, okay? This one down. So this one, with 4 cross, I have multiple choices in terms of ending method. I could just take the thread over here and do a tuck in. That works too. I still love this method. Oh, something's happening here. I love it. 3772. 772. Baduhi asks, Yogi, do you frame your projects when you're done? Oh, you mean like completion? I have no idea because I've never finished one. So that's for you. I will let you know when that happens in about 15 years time, okay? I hope you're still around on the chat, and I'll be able to report back. Oh, how sweet of you. To actually presume that I'll finish anything. That is so nice. I like that. I'll entertain the idea. Oh, I'm moving up to 3 stitches now. 936. 936. Nikki says, I wish I could walk and stitch at the same time. You probably can. There are people doing sort of doing the treadmill. They walk on the treadmill and do computer work at the same time. You can try that. Nikki, you're extreme stitchy athlete. You should give that a go. Try. I don't know about doing yoga and stitching at the same time, but I'm sure you can probably walk and stitch at the same time. Give it a go. And I want videos, okay? Roxy says, if you figure out one, let us know. Which one? I have no idea. Oh, Nikki says, I get it. She says, Kim Jacobs' borders are taking me out. I know, there's so many pieces of Kim Jacobs patterns has got like a big borders. It looks really sweet. The piece we both have, Nikki, the quilt rim piece. There's a version with quilting border around. I was too scared to get that one because literally there is not just a few colors, it's like patchwork, quoting borders instead of plain borders. And maybe that one's fun, but I don't know. Yes, I mean Kim Jacobs. By the way, if you're new to the channel, we have every Wednesday we get together to stitch Kim Jacobs' work. It's a sew of any pattern from Kim Jacobs. You can grab from Heaven and Earth, and you can come join us. Wednesday and Saturday's Amy Day. So we have 2 sew days in a week, and we work on Kim Jacobs' work and Amy Stewart's work, and just get together and appreciate the beautiful artwork and the confetti and the borders. You have to take the rough with the smooth, right? Can't have everything. So come join us. And I get it. So that's why I tackled the Valentine piece slightly differently, because I don't want to feel resentful doing the border. I want to enjoy every stitch. So I have to divide and conquer. You can't just charge all the way through, brute force, not gonna work when it comes to, oops, I just opened that one. Let me do a boomerang instead. So you need to have a strategy, Nikki. Maybe you can do a few stitches, go somewhere else, do other areas, and then come back. Otherwise, yes, you will go a little bit insane and start talking gibberish. And maybe, reach out for the 3rd slice of pizza. I don't know. Start comfort eating. That wouldn't be good. So 936. Nothing wrong with the 3rd slice of pizza, Lumi Stitch says, I used to make a homemade pizza and down a half of it at a single sitting, but now I have gluten intolerance, no more pizza. But they're sort of gluten-free pizza base you can get though. I don't know how tasty it is, but sometimes I'm generally gluten-free. I mean, I'm not strict on low carb, but I want to eat, generally less carb if I can, and less sugar, and less gluten as well. I just feel better that way. But I have attempted gluten-free bread before with mixed success. 938. Maybe at some point we need to have a separate group for low carb and gluten-free cooking ideas. 938. I need a new thread. 938. Here. I do enjoy baking. And you can bake low carb as well. There are different types of flour you can get, like almond flour, that type of thing. Oh, hello. Is it Corali? She says, I live in the UK and just found your videos. Welcome. I love stitching, and listening to you is a good way to wind down before bed. I know. It's so relaxing because, you can't beat a whole bunch of happy stitchers just talking about, being nerdy about cross stitching. There's nothing more relaxing than that. Welcome. Well done for finding the channel, because the channel is pretty new and it's pretty small. So if you found it, it's fate. And you're here to stay. It's like Hotel California. Once you enter, you cannot leave, okay? It's not allowed. And we have a Facebook group as well. Oh yes, let me paste in our Facebook group link here for you. It's in the description, but just for your convenience, I'm gonna paste it in the chat. So, you know, you still have a support system, somewhere to hang out when we're not live. But we're live every day. So come and hang out with us. Pin messages. There you go. That's our Facebook link. You're welcome to join. You can look at what everybody's working on. And there's some beautiful pieces going on there. Beautiful pieces. And Jackie, hello Jackie. Jackie Turner says, I notice you don't start with the boomerang method if more than one stitch. Well spotted, Jackie. I think before I proceed, we need a round of applause and medals and maybe some pizza for Jackie, okay? And I'm going to continue reading. She says, not worry about a beginning stitch won't come out. Very, very well observed, Jackie. Yes, I will explain. I will explain. Let me finish this stitch. And also, I don't always finish with boomerang. So watch this. What I do is I do a normal full cross, and then I find a stitch nearby, maybe similar in color. This one's kind of similar. I pull out the thread from bottom right and then do a tuck in through the middle. So this is what I normally did before I discovered boomerang. And boomerang is one more choice, depends on the situation, what's happening on my fabric here. And I'll explain why I don't start with boomerang all the time. Okay, let me put this back in first. This is 938, 938. Yes. And yes, we've had pizza emoji. It's true. It's true. Well done. Okay. So I'm slightly behind the chat. So let me go through in order. Okay. So boomerang is great for single stitch because it's so secure. And this is a new technique we only learned maybe 3 weeks ago. So prior to that, what I normally do, let me bring my next thread here. So I kind of pick and choose. If I have more than one stitch, I do a normal full cross and just tuck the tail under. Let me just do that now. And there's quite a common popular method a lot of stitchers do with 25 counts. 3371, 3371. Let me just find my thread first. 3371, and I will explain. 3371. Here. I need one of these dark colors. Here we go. So when there's more than one stitch, I felt a little bit more comfortable not doing a loop start, single strand loop start, or any particular method. So what I normally do is simply leaving a tail. Doesn't have to be very long, and you probably see this technique a lot on a lot of stitches. You just pull the end tail very close to the fabric, but it's still poking out, so you know it's there, it's not falling to the bottom, and you just do a cross, just normal cross. And this is actually very secure from my experience. Once I do the second leg, I can tuck, it doesn't go anywhere. So when I feel comfortable enough, there's more than one stitch, I do this and just keep stitching. So very observant, very observant. I did do that. So, and obviously because the boomerang only came to us very recently. So this is what I usually do. And with single stitch, I sometimes do the same as what I just did now, as in starting, and then do a tuck in to the stitch itself, but it's not as secure. It's not as secure. So it really depends on the situation, whether I felt that there are, sort of surrounding stitches there. So for instance, now I'll just do a normal full cross here to end, and then I just move to another stitch as I did last time. Slightly away. I like to move, pick a stitch that's slightly away. So there's a tail going over underneath there. So even if it come off for whatever reason, which it shouldn't, then the chances are the end tail, the floating thread underneath, get tucked in as I stitch the surrounding area. So you have to kind of make a judgment call to see what is the easiest and what is the most secure. So I think with boomerang it's quite easy as well, but if you just do start with a normal stitch, it's even faster. If you feel that it is secure enough, then there's no problem. Let me just wind back. There. So I can pop this one back, 3371. So hopefully that explains. So I kind of switch around different methods, normally cycling through these two nowadays, when it comes to full cross. But with half stitches, I tend to start, well, I have another method to start, but ending 10 stitches nowadays, I use boomerang. So well done, well done. Some people are paying attention, guys, no names. People are paying attention. And Cheryl says, Yogi, what does your scanning app logo look like? There are too many options out there. I want Yogi approved. What do you mean by scanning app logo? Oh, do you mean that app I used for scanning paper pattern? Correct? Is that what it is? It's called Scanner Pro, and the icon looks like a scanner. I can't show you right now because I'm using my phone to look at chat right now, so it's being occupied. But other than that, if you look up Scanner Pro, I think there's only one on iOS. Let me just look at it. So there should be only one, or hang on, let me just plug this in here. Just a second. Right. Or we can have a look at our browser just quickly. I think some people might be wondering, why not? Let's take a little break and we can look at our Facebook as well to see what's happening there. Our Facebook group here. Let me just, one thing at a time, let me just do a search for the scanner app, iOS. So just to show you the icon there, so you know which one got it instantly. Hang on, let me bring it to our screen here. We have the technology. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, let's have a look. Let's bring up our browser here. There. So this is the app here, Scanner Pro. So if I remember correctly, I may have gone for a paid version. I can't remember which features are kind of one-off payment. It's not a subscription, it's one-off. And this is such a great app because I've been using it for a long time. What it does, the difference between using an app like this to scan your paper pattern, for instance, versus just a photo, because a photo, first of all, it's just a picture, whereas this one has got auto correction of as you take the picture. It kind of straighten the corners a little bit for you, and also it try to correct you as you take the photo. I mean, the best thing, if you have multiple pages, for instance, like a lot of patterns do, it's better to keep your phone somewhere stable. So let's say if you have a stand or some books, you just place the phone on top of that platform, and then just keep taking photos, placing the patterns in the same location, so you get the best scan there. That's what I did, and the app would auto correct a lot of things and make it very clear. So if you want to import any paper patterns, let's say to markup RXP, you want to start with a really good scan. So that's a very, that's the way to do it, if that makes sense. Okay, and why don't we have a little appreciation session on our group here? Oh, I can see some new post here. Apple, hello. Oh my God. Yes, she's working on Library of Dogs here. Library of Dogs here. So very, very good start. You're fast. Last time I saw, let's have a look. Last time I saw it was you've only completed the book on the left there. The books, I think they're books. And then now you've got this little beautiful mountain. Wow, beautiful. Well done. Very well done for Apple. So this is the markup. It's Amy Stewart piece. There's a cat version coming out. So brace yourself, brace yourself. I don't know what's happening then, by then. And oh, this is the piece from Joyce. Yes, absolutely gorgeous. So pretty, so whimsical. And which one is you, Joyce? Are you the big one? Well, the big mouse on the right there, the grandmom mouse. And I love the fact, I just noticed this mouse on the right there, it's got the right knee, right foot crossed over on the left side. I don't know, is that comfortable? That's so sweet, well done. And you, Joyce only got a tiny bit at the bottom, maybe a couple of row high there to finish. And it's done, it's done. Beautiful, what else have we got? Oh, Tracy, you make me laugh. This post is making everybody laugh. She's got a special method. You have to join the group to appreciate the posts in here. Beautiful. And Alicia, wow, that's a very pretty blue here. Is it a because you were referring to Wednesday, is this a what's the name? Kim Jacobs piece? There's no mock-up here, so I don't know which piece this is. And this is, I'm always, my breath is always, taken away every time I see people working this way. So neat and diagonal. I have no discipline to work this way at all. No chance. I'll start straying out. I want to park. This is beautiful. Really well done. And we have, this is the pattern Jenny's working on. It's Amy Stewart. Is it Amy Stewart piece? I don't know whose piece this is. And this is, of course, we had a new start on Saturday. If you haven't joined us, you can still. We're doing every Saturday going forward. Amy Stewart Day, every Saturday we stitch together. And there's several, one of us started this pattern sweet shop. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm dying to go back and work on it more. And it's not too late to join us. You can just pick a Amy Stewart piece or come pick, get this pattern and join us for the ride. There's so many beautiful pieces. So come and join our Facebook group, everyone, and share your pieces. Well done, everyone. There you go. Our Facebook group appreciation session right there. Let's come back to the chat. Let's see what we've got here. And I need to put a few stitches in and not get distracted completely, which is very easy to happen. And 165. We need a new thread. New 165. Joyce 99. Have a sweet dreams. But Dewey says, I just requested to be a member. I think if you, there's only one criteria you need to meet. I think you should be in automatically for most people. I think you're in, no problem. Yes, there's no questions. We don't do questions. River says, confetti used to get on my last nerve. Now I kind of like it. I think I like I crave for confetti sometimes when I'm in the mood. But obviously, when there's a lot of it, you start to get a little bit overwhelmed. So it's a balance, isn't it? So I like to stitch in a way that I can have a rest from confetti if I want to. And, sometimes I choose to stitch in a more confetti area. It feels like a challenge. I like it. But in moderation. In moderation. Two, three. Tease this one down. And one more here. I'm on 4 stitches per color now. My goodness. And I'm going to just take it down here and do a tuck in. Nice and easy. One 6-5. Pop it back. Nikki says, I extreme cross-country confetti. Now, everybody learn the lingo. It's ECC, okay? Extreme sport in the stitching world. Extreme cross-country, which is what Nikki practices every day. She lives recklessly, okay? That's her choice. It's okay. Some people, jump off cliffs for fun. Some of us stay in, you know, find a chair and sit down like normal people, but not Nikki, not Nikki. 37A7, 37A7. Here, 4 stitches, yay. Oops. And another one down here. We're starting to form some sort of outline here. And then one more here. Let me see. There's a little knot here for some reason. Right, I'm going to just tuck it under here. There's a little knot there for some reason. Jackie says, I'll be stitching Valentine Nook with you tomorrow. Oh, excellent. My problem with it, I started on an 18 count, 2 over 1 full cross. 2 over 1, okay? 2 strand over 1, and regular size, and it's huge. It's my first full coverage, but I'll keep going. Well, I'm stitching it on 14 counts. But did you get a regular size or mini? My version is mini. I'm stitching 14 counts, and it will still come out pretty big. But if you're doing regular version, regular chart, and 18 counts, yeah, it'll come out pretty big. But it would be beautiful. It would be beautiful. Suzanne, yes, Suzanne is doing 14 counts as well. She's doing a mini as well. It's a beautiful piece. So pretty. Oh, I'm on 5 stitches. 783. 783. 783. I do have one threaded. And so Jackie's starting from top left. Yes, then, you know, the first thing you're going to come across is the frame. So you have to decide whether you just keep going to the right and bottom, you know, it's basically all very similar color palette, or you can find a different way to do it so you have some variation and not to get overwhelmed by the frames. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's here. 1, 2, 3. No. and so I've got 4 stitches of this color. And 2 more. 1, 2, 3. And so nice to stitch this piece. Who is stitching no grid other than Sarah? Have we got more aliens? I'm trying to catch up. And Jackie, are you stitching with no grid? Oh, Lumi Stitch says, I have started Sweet Shop in January and now have almost 10,000 stitches on it. Isn't it a beautiful piece? So pretty. So pretty. Everywhere you go is pretty colors and pretty yummy items. And Suzanne says, this pattern is on my wish list now. Which one are you referring to? Sweet Shop? Come join us, Sweet Shop. And 3A21. 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 Nikki says there's some here that don't grit at all. And if Nikki thinks you're alien, you're true aliens, because she's one of them. She wouldn't admit to it, but she's in the alien territory. But no gridding is, wow, I don't know. I can't even get my head around. I just can't. You know, cross country is one, but no gridding is just firmly in the alien territory. So now, oh, 7. Suddenly, we're in the 7 stitches category. And this needle is bent. Look at that. It's a little bit weird. The shape is a little bit odd. Maybe all the power stitching, I'm destroying my needles. That's just part of the territory. It goes with the territory. It has to happen. Some needles will have to be sacrificed for the power stitching that we engage in every day. These needles have to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Two more here. See, it's getting quicker. as you move up the stitch counts. One more here. Right. We do a tuck in. I might have to send this needle to the retirement department there. Sarah's in no grid here. I know you don't, because you're, you know, not from this dimension. Tracy says should change it to FCC, frolicking cross country. Huh. Oh, so Jackie's doing Valentine Nook in regular size, right? So it will be huge, yes. It just will be. 4 3 4 4 3 4 4 3 4. Let me take a sip of my tea. River's having conversation with her birds. The birds is asking, "Are you my baby?" Yes. And oh, so it's one bird, not multiple birds. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 1 2 3 from the right. 1 2 3 here. 7 stitches. Amazing. Whoops. 2 from top. 1 2 3. There. Oh, Suzanne, are you gonna get the winter nook? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. How can you resist this pattern? I just don't know. How can anyone resist this pattern? So let me mark as I go, as we're moving up the stitch count. 1 2 3 2 3 here. I can't believe tomorrow's Wednesday. It really flies, and every Wednesday I'm kind of thinking, where's the week gone? Can't believe it's another week. Right, 1 2 3 from here. 2 3. And 4 from top. Oh, so Jackie, you've got this piece as well. 25 count half stitch, and it's fast. I know half stitch is lovely as well. I really enjoy 434 434. I used to think up to sort of early this year, I used to think, oh, it's like cheating, isn't it? Because you're only doing half a stitch. But the result is so nice and it's so fast. And I enjoy full cross as well. But it's nice, you know, change, isn't it? Switch back and forth. It's all fresh and fun. Why not? I'm doing sweet shop in half stitches. I love it. 9 stitches, my goodness. 3862. Fasten your seatbelt, everyone. 9 stitches. 3862. I've got one threaded here. Oh, Vaduhi's also no grid, I think. Alien emoji is in order. Everyone, we have another alien in the chat. And Stitchifiver says, I have one project that's not gridded in 18 count. I work on that one row by row across the width of my nudge frame. But the thing is, if you don't have reference for the grid, how do you know you're even on the right row? Because row by row is perhaps a bit more, maybe a bit more doable. But to be honest, you know, it's still Sarah, thank you. The alien has arrived. We have several aliens, and Sarah is one of them, so she knows. But maybe you're all coming from different planets, right? I'm sure there are different planets or dimensions. And I am bringing it down here. Another one over here. Let me mark the stitches as I go so I don't get confused. Whoops. Hello. Let me mark it. And 2 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, I'm going to move it down here. There are a few more stitches over here. Susan, this is boomerang needle. You're referring to the one I just sent to the retirement department for lovely rest there. Yes, it's boomerang needle. Jackie says, Stitching Mummy does cross-country in hand on 28 counts, no glasses, no magnifying. She does hand sewing, it seems. I don't know whether she ever use frames or she only does hand sewing, but the one I saw regarding where she was explaining the typewriter method, she did it with hand sewing, half stitch situation. Yes, I did try the hand sewing maybe a couple of times on larger counts. No chance for me. My left hand just getting really, really sore very quickly. You know, you're supposed to roll up the fabric. It sounds easy, but my left hand really didn't like it. And within 3 minutes, you know, I was on the verge of giving up. And also, I was looking at my stitches. I may have done it on the 14 count, I can't remember. But the stitches just come out a little bit uneven. And if you know me, I lock my fabric really, really tight, like drum tight, like really, really tight, to the point that I destroy my hoops on a regular basis. So, you know, hand sewing is really challenging with no tension whatsoever. That for me is, you know, it's just not for me, I guess. But yeah, if she can do it with such a small count, I think if you get used to it, probably can. But I don't know. 3A62. It's not for everyone. You know, I like the fact that, you know, I can make a few stitches and I can go hands free. I don't have to touch or arrange my fabric in any shape or form. But if you're doing hand sewing, literally, if you put it down, when you pick it up, you have to kind of, you know, find your spot again. And that for me is not fun. I don't enjoy that. But I admire anybody who can do it. 300? 300. Yes, the chocolate color. But he says, I just posted my stitching project on your Facebook page. Amazing. I'll definitely have a look. Lakika says, I went for dinner, but now I'm back with happy tummy. Yes. Did you have pizza? Lakika, confess. And how many slices? Jackie says, I like 3x2 blocks you are doing on Saga with a new Android tablet or laptop. Yes, I think it requires a little bit of practice because, you know, initially when I started using Saga, I was getting kind of ambitious. I was stitching a much larger area, like maybe this big. I don't know how many blocks there are. And I was getting very lost. And then I went the other way. I did 4 here, which was nice and easy. But I think 6 is kind of my sweet spot as well. It's manageable because you don't have to kind of travel too far with the eyes to find where they are. You know, when it's too large, you can miss one row of blocks, etc., which I did. So that was no fun. But yeah, I think because I was watching Stitching Masterpieces, the lady there doing sort of working with Saga, you know, stitching kind of similar kind of way, but she was doing a very large area, and I think because, and those are half stitches as well, my God. But I think she's just used to it. She's probably been stitching this way for a long time. Half stitches more challenging with cross country. And now I'm on 9 stitches per color. Amazing. Alien. Carla says, I post my stitch pattern for today in a group. No grit. Oh, goodness. Yeah. No grit is hardcore. You know, I actually try because I've seen somebody doing, instead of drawing a full grid, some of them just put dots around the corners there. And it's kind of nice and clean. I tried that. Let's say it didn't go very well. I just kept looking for the border, looking for the lines. And, you know, it was a little bit overwhelming. So I still need my clear lines here. Oh, Lakika says, veggie baked potatoes. Very nice, very nice. Because baked potatoes, you can put vegan cheese on top if you're vegan, I don't know. Or if you're vegetarian, you can still have dairy cheese melted on top. The last one of this color. Here we go. Next color. Oh, 12 stitches. Oh, I'm moving way up. Sometimes it would jump from, you know, really small numbers suddenly to a much larger number. It really depends on the pattern here. 782, 782. And that. Nikki says, I want to do a page extreme cross country with Saga. Yeah, I bet you can. Because you're doing much larger area, don't you? You're doing 6 page at a time, darling. You'll be fine. You don't need GPS device or Google Map to find your way. Can you, I see, Nikki, can you do a page cross country, extreme cross country with Saga, no grid? How's that? My challenge to you. Not that I'm doing it with you, but I'm going to dare you to do that. I bet you couldn't. Nikki. No grid. No chance. Twelve stitches. 1, 2. Three. Let me mark it as I go. And I'm going to take it to the left because I want the stitches to flow in a way that I don't need to take my thread everywhere. So I want to have a kind of a plan on where I want to, which ones I want to do first, so I can kind of keep the direction, the flow quite sensible. So rather than, you know, not erratic, going left, right, top, bottom-ish. And everyone just remember, if you want Nikki to do something, just tell her that that she couldn't do it. So, and she would do it. So now she's going to do extreme cross country with no gridding. Okay, 32 count. With eyes closed as well. Okay, I'm pushing it. Okay, you can have your eyes open, okay? I'll give you that. So this one, I wanna, oh, there's one little stitch over there. I'll come back for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then one more. I think this one's the last one. Over here. Nikki, are you admitting defeat? Is that what that means? She says, no, I'm not the type of alien. So you're a different type of alien, is it? That's okay then. But you don't know. You haven't tried, have you? Never say never. Seven, 8, 2. 7, 8, 2. Let's have a look and see what's happening here. Maybe we want to have another look here. Oh, why don't we have a quick look of our group here? Let's have a look. Where are we? Yes, it's here. Let me just refresh our group. I want to have a look at the picture that was just shared of the no grid by Carla. Hello, Carla, the alien. Greetings. Let's have a look. So this is what happens with no grid. Okay, so you still have some sort of marking on top. Are they 10 grid width? Isn't that cheating, Carla? So this is no grid stitching. Still very impressive, but you do have the markings on top. And did you stitch those? Why did you stitch rather than just use a pen? Can I ask? Because wouldn't that be easier? Interesting. I like the kitty needle minder. Very cute. The two of them. One sunbathing. Interesting. Let's have a look. Let's see. No gridding aliens. Oh, another one. Oh dear. Yes. Here's another one. No gridding, everyone. Now this one looks scary. Is this Vaduhi? Because the name does, I can't read that. What language is that, if you don't mind sharing? Wow. And you go from right to left, or this is reversed? This is not reversed, is it? If she's going from right to left, mini cross country, I presume, or following the shape. No gridding. And she still managed to stitch some very beautiful roses. They don't look weird. They don't look distorted. Nikki, you know, I'm doing extreme typewriting as I am, okay? Let me be. I'm not doing extreme cross country of any shape. or form at this point. This is pretty though. This is very pretty. Thank you for sharing. So this one we have seen. Right. How interesting. How interesting. So no gridding aliens actually exist. You saw it in your eyes. Dangerous sport. Dangerous life they're leading. Right. So that one is done. 3012. 3012. Carla, we're all crazy cat ladies. There are many of us. You're in good company. And now we're crazy cat ladies with many whips. Okay? Things are just getting worse. But we're here for it. Maduhi, the piece is beautiful. I love the color scheme and the theme. Very intricate. Oh, Sarah's getting competitive. She's also posted her no grid picture. Now here comes the proof, everyone. Let's have a look. I need to censor it. If it's too extreme, we need to blur it, like, mosaic it, okay? Because it's just too much for our senses. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Here we go, everyone. Brace yourself. No grid situation is coming up. Ta-da! Here we go. Let me zoom in for you. Goodness. What is the fabric count? Is it yeah, I've seen you posted this piece before, but I don't remember. I didn't notice there was no grid. Goodness gracious me. And it still managed to look like is it deer or whatever? I'm not a big wild animal person. I'm a city girl. It's it looks like a deer. Oh, Armenian. I see. Okay, beautiful, beautiful shape. The characters, beautiful shape. I can't read it, but now I know it's you. So that's good. That's Vaduhi. Wow. It must be 25 upwards, right? The fabric count. And oh goodness. And you're following the outline, doing some sort of cross country, extreme cross country as well. Nikki, did you see this? It's possible to do extreme cross country with no grid, okay? No seatbelt, no security, safety jacket, no helmets, just charge forward and hope for the best. This is how it's done by Sarah. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. I'm sweating right now. I am sweating, everyone. So, living recklessly. It's a deer. Okay, that's good. My guess was good. Male deer. Oh, it's a buck. Okay. No, it's a buck. Buck it is. I can't even get my head around. No gridding. So what happens if you make a few mistakes with stitches? How do you even know that you made a mistake, you know? Because a lot of times you only notice when you reference to the borders. Oh, my head is spinning. Carla says, no, it's really Sarah, the most alien. Yeah, you're aliens. So, you know, teapot, kettle, you're aliens. So the chat is visited by a whole bunch of aliens in a stitching world. Two, three. Round of applause. Well, aliens, trophies, chocolate cookies. Because the aliens probably don't eat cookies. They eat something else. They eat some sort of metal. Alien metal. Maybe they eat those golden needles from John James with special coating, the squeaky needles. They're known as alien food. The last one for this color. Nikki says, I think the ones that typewriter and extreme cross country with no grit are the true aliens. When you have to count more, extreme cross country is when you cross the project. Well, for me, extreme cross country is crossing over more than 2 blocks. For me, that's alien enough. It's out of my comfort zone. Over 2 blocks, you're in the alien zone. 3012. 3012. That's coming along nicely. Very beautiful. Oh, this one I've got 23. So this one might be my last color today. I've got 23 stitches. 732. 7, 3, 2. Beautiful. Sarah says, it's a gift for my son. Really wonderful. I hope, well, how far are you from that piece? It looks, it's going pretty well, at least halfway there, right? Amazing. River says, I'm doing a 1-strand loop start a lot today. But a needle, I pull a needle through the loop twice. So far, so good. Been doing it all day. Yes, I think I do. I'm trying to think. Do I ever do single strand loop start? I have done that. but it's a little bit more work. I sometimes just stitch over like I did earlier on, because I'm lazy. I'm lazy. The less I have to do, the better. And with full cross, you know, there are several options. So Salita says elk, not deer, two different species. I would not know. I can barely tell the difference between sheep and goat, you know, or the difference between, I'm trying to think. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. And what makes a reindeer then? They all look very similar. You know, this one wouldn't let me mark. So 1, 2, down here. So what about this piece then that I'm stitching on? Is that reindeer? Or is it elk? What is it? You know, the thing in the middle. The two of them. Come on, animal experts, identify the alien creature on the pattern there. I think they're reindeer, aren't they? – 72%. They're pretty close. Pretty close. I'm going to move it down here. Lakika has come up with the verdict. Those are reindeer. Good. So that's very Christmassy. So how do you tell them apart? How do you know? They all have 4 legs, you know, and look very similar. Joy says, I don't usually grid when I'm working with 16 or 18 counts or in diagonals, but can't work without a grid in higher than 20 counts. I'm working on Amy Stewart's Grand Library in 28 counts, so definitely grid. Interesting. So it's to do with the grid, the fabric count. I wonder why that is. I'd be so lost. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. Let's see how many more stitches I can manage with this tiny piece of thread here. Playing a little bit of thread chicken in the end here. And one more. Oh, River, your birds are going rogue. They're throwing their nuts around. I'm crossed up with Shivan. I posted an emoji. Elk. Is that an elk? It looks like a rat. I don't know. Anything with 4 legs and 2 ears, you know, they're in the same category for me. Yeah, I think they're reindeer as well, because they look like what you would see on, you know, a lot of Christmas cards and antlers. Yes. But then, you know, Sarah's piece also has antlers. Lakika is clearly a reindeer expert. She says they have different colors, thicker fur, wider hoofs, and their antlers are all distinct. Not for me. Oh, it's an elk emoji. I wonder why. I can understand why we have alien emoji, but why elk? What does that mean? Right, this may be my last stitch here because I'm running out of thread here. So let me see if I can do an elegant ending with this, with a nice tuck in without falling over. Let's have a look. I'm wearing a helmet, so I'm safe. There. Let's have a little look here. Mark that one. And oh, crossed up with Chevron is clearly an animal and deer expert as well. There's an emoji for that as well. They all look the same to me. They have 4 legs and 2 antlers. Seriously? So the one I'm working on is definitely reindeer. Okay, I've got that certified. So these are where are they? Yes, these are reindeers. It's official. But you know they have the white chest area and the neck as well. Is that normal? It's not snow, is it? You know, they have this two-tone situation going on there. So I don't know, maybe a special breed. Maybe you'll be able to identify that. You know, Susan, this is very Christmassy. Yes, it's winter. It's snowy outside. It's got a wooden cabin. You know, it's very Christmassy. It's snowy outside. This is definitely, you know, a Christmassy piece in some way. Nikki says, River, you've got to show us how you do the one strand, but loop twice. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I know how to do it in the normal way, but I don't know do you just thread it over twice? Is that what you mean? To make it more secure. I tried it. It was a hot mess. Should we try it now? Why not? Why don't we end it with a yogi experiment tutorial thingy? We can, let me just pick a strand that's slightly darker. So River Watch, if I'm doing it wrong, just shout, okay, in caps, and I will stop and try again. So loop, a single strand loop start here, everybody. Let me try this. Let me insert my needle here. So I'm moving slightly away from my stitch area first. And then let's say I'm going to stitch this one, okay? So normal way you do it, or how I would do it, I'll just leave the tail there. And then I'm creating a loop with one strand over down here. Bottom left corner, threading down. And normally I'll just come up from the upper right, opposite end, diagonal, thread it through, right? So let me do a normal one, and then we can try a river version. And then I just put my needle down and do my best to tuck the knot down. So that's, and then do the other cross, right? So that is normally how I do it. So let's try a double loop version to see how it will work. So I come up with bottom left, create a loop by inserting the needle down the same hole. And then I come up from the bottom right. Is River shouting yet? Okay, so far so good. There's a bit of a lag, so I can't hear her. So, double loop. River, watch. Let me see. Tell me if it's correct. Double loop. And then back again. Is that what you're doing? It's going to all end in tears. I'm just back down. Create a very similar looking knot, slightly bigger. Pull it down. Is that correct? And then come up, do the other one. So it creates slightly bigger knot, doesn't it? Let me know. Let me know. Is that correct, River? If so, give me a trophy. If not, give me a thumbs down. So they look, yeah, they look the same. And I think both are quite secure. Well, to be honest, single loop start sometimes is not super secure. I have had thread coming off before, and also ending as well with single loop. That's why I don't use it very often. So it's a bit of a hit and miss, I find. So maybe double is better. So maybe, and it worked okay because sometimes I'm a little bit clumsy. With single loop, I'm okay, but if I do it with 2 strand, I have tried that for half stitches. It didn't work out very well. It just creates a really big knot here, and sometimes I have trouble pulling the little knot through the hole. So that's why I don't do it very often. But and also with full cross, I have many options. So let's see whether it's secure. So this is the first one. I know it's connected at the bottom here with the strand, but it should be. If it's coming loose, it should still come. Oh, see, this one's not secure. Single loop. See, if I tease it, it's instantly up. Even if you have, you know, a bit of tail left. So, you know, so bear in mind, single loop, loop start is not very secure, at least the way I do it. And this one, the second one with double loop, nope. Maybe I did it wrong. Maybe I did it wrong. I don't know, River, you tell me. But it comes off instantly. It's not so much the double loop side that's more secure, is the tail that you initially put through. This bit is not very secure for some reason. So that ends the tutorial today. Well, make up your mind if you can give it a try. I think if you're stitching in very crowded area, it might be okay because everything is tucked in. But if you're doing it like a single stitch, I say boomerang is probably a bit better. So that's my conclusion. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. River says, Nikki, make sure you go through the loop from the same direction twice. I also pull the thread slowly, usually putting the needle through the loop second time before the loop disappears. So let me know if I did it correctly, and we can you know, come back to discuss tomorrow. Come back, give me one more, give you one more reason to come back for the sequel. Okay, so let me show you what I've done today, everyone. Ta-da! So today I started with this block over here with final color unfinished, and then I completed that with a single color, and I proceed to start to fill in this 4 block area. Let me zoom in so you can see the beautiful color transitions there. And I've done pretty well because the single stitches in the beginning normally takes most time. And then as you build up the stitch counts, it gets faster and faster. And at the end, you just fly through the remaining color. So today it's taking shape. You can see the outline of this square is happening here. And I can't wait to do more. So let's look at the app here. So let me just undo that stitch here. So this is the second area I've been working on. And this is where it is in totality here. And let me bring on the stats as well. Oh, I'm very, very close. Look at the upper left where it says progress. I'm very close to 6. If I worked for another half an hour, I would have crossed the 6% mark. I'm very, very happy with that. And then I'm going to pause my timer counter here. Whoops. I'm trying to click on the screen. How silly. Right. So, oh my, what? Okay. Yes. Look at the bottom right from the last stream. I thought, wow, my God, what have I done? No. I have stitched close to 3 hours and grand total of 180 stitches. Round of applause, everyone, for Yogi here. Yay! Trophies and biscuits and pizza. I get pizza. That's amazing. And some reindeer, just wrote that in. I don't care. You know, any edible pieces and animals, I welcome them all. And I'm very pleased with the progress. And look how beautiful this piece is. The color is so vibrant and delicate. And I love the kind of almost position of the outlines here. Because some pieces like Kim Jacobs' star is so loose, but this is so defined and sharp and bright and everything. Look at the patterns. Yeah, I love this. Ah, take a breath. Yes, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your encouragement and indulge me with some emoji. I love it. So today, this is what we've done, and I hope you enjoy your session as well, whatever you've been stitching with me. And thank you for coming to the chat. And if you're lurking, you know, keep lurking and think about it. Maybe you'd like to come forward and say hello. No obligation here. You enjoy the live stream however you want to. And don't forget to join our Facebook group and let's just have fun and keep stitching. And don't forget, tomorrow is the Kim Jacobs Souls Day, and bring your Kim Jacobs pattern. If you don't have one, grab one. You have to. And Saturday is our Amy Stewart Day. So it's jam-packed and it's fun every day. So thank you everyone for joining me. This is sleepy London town right here. It's 2 minutes past midnight. And wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Nighty-night, everyone from London town. Night-night, everyone. And I'll see you very soon.